Taurus.
Taurus.
My sister,
Jesse's
my
sister's
sister.
a Taurus.
And for K-san.
Kay's a Taurus, even though Jesse thinks I'm an Aries.
I think it just makes sense that you bridge both. You know, I just visited some friends, and everybody in the room was a Taurus except for me. I felt really out of place. So,
Which clarifiers would you like me to pull?
I'm gonna pull right now, and I will let you know.
Okay.
So, ooh, that's cool. Oh, Taurus. Now this is an interesting deck. I have two of these cards I've never pulled before. So I pulled in the problem. I pulled Knight of Wands. In the obstacle, I pulled Page of Shields. And then in the resolution, I pulled Two of Wands. So I would like you to pull for the obstacle and resolution, please.
Okay. Okay, obstacle clarifiers. I have 10 of Wands and 10 of Pentacles. Resolution clarifier, I have 5 of Wands.
All right, so this one to me, I'm leaning into it being more about either work or school. Just because of the incredible amount, of wands and pentacles in this reading is definitely bringing in more of a will, a drive, ambition in this reading, a little bit more than a relationship based. So if I'm looking at it from this angle, I have Knight of Wands in the problem position, which usually is talking about a new journey, a new beginning, you have some sort of thing you're trying to pursue, a goal you're trying to achieve. And this can be both either foolhardy or very well, really, really well thought out. But because that this is in the problem position, maybe you're a little bit nervous about it. Maybe you're unsure of what the direction is going to be. And when you look at obstacle, for me, I have Page of Shields, which makes me think yes, you maybe haven't had a chance to actually think about what are your skill sets, what are the things that you can contribute to whatever this either work problem or school problem. And it might mean that you have to sit down and think a little bit more, make a pros and cons list, actually talk with your buddies about what it is that you can bring and actually accomplish in this situation. So I'm thinking either if it's a big school project, or maybe it's just hey, I need to make a decision with who the roommate is going to be in my dorm or something like that. I want to make a pros and cons list and actually talk with the folks in my life to figure out how to make that decision. And because this is an Page of Shields, this is the beginning. It's really at the start. You're young, you're still thinking about it. But the Two of Wands, which is why I had Kay kind of pull a clarifier for this, because oftentimes this is I get indecision, where you could either see the fruit of your labors, which is in my card you can see somebody is holding a really pretty ethereal orb, or you can have be kind of bored or complacent in the situation that you're in. But that doesn't mean that there isn't hope. There's still a river, there's still there's this dragon behind them that says maybe there's adventure around the corner if you just take a look. So I think that you are sitting there trying to think too hard about the situation, and you should put together a plan. but that once you do reach that point where you're done and fulfilled with it, there is definitely still more that you can pursue. This isn't the only thing that is going to be on your plate. There is a lot of other fun things that you can do with either pursuing a career or continuing on in your education. And then for Five of Wands, Kay pulled as like her in her resolution. I was like looking at that too, because like normally I get conflict with that. Is there anything you wanted to add, Kay, kind of to add
Yeah,
some color to this?
I always see it as kind of like you're gearing up for battle kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it may just be sort of like a not a warning, but hey, be at your best, be
Mm.
prepared. In my case, make
Mm-hmm.
sure you keep doing your laundry regularly so it doesn't pile up. you know, just be ready because life could get crazy suddenly. That's sort of what the vibe I get.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but definitely life can get crazy. I think Taurus is like you're in a situation right now where you're you're dealing with a lot of stuff and you want to move forward with it, but I think you've reached like either you're really bored or you're overwhelmed. That's it's one or the other for me. I'm feeling like at least for the two of wands it just seems like because you could either have this one path where it's like I'm really serene, I'm kind of content with it is, or I'm really
Mm-hmm.
bored or whatever, but you still have this opportunity to be like, hey, there's some a little bit of spice in my life that or I can continue to pursue, and especially with the conflict with the five of wands. So I'm
Yeah.
just feeling like there is I don't think you need to lean into complacency, but you if this is a warning card, then definitely just heed that and be look toward like your obstacle thinking like not being able to plan ahead, not being able to think about what your skills and the things you can contribute to. Lean on those skills and that you have so that you can make the best of whatever situation it is that you're trying to solve.
And it's funny you said maybe there's two possibilities here because I
Mhm.
pulled 10 you asked me to pull for obstacles. So I pulled 10 of wands,
Mhm.
which is basically like you have too much on your plate. And then
Yeah.
10 of pentacles, which is, when I see an obstacle, it's like you're trying to really, pay off all those credit cards and you really want to be on top of it. And maybe you
Mhm.
have one job that is more stable but boring. And then this
Mhm.
other opportunity comes up that would be a lot more fun. But you have these,
Mhm.
worries like, what if I have to work longer hours or. So maybe some
Yeah.
decisions need to be made.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I keep saying the pros and cons list, but it's
Yeah.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking about it or talking with others to sort of work through that indecision point can be really helpful because of those two different outcomes. And, it's all right because I was in a situation recently where I had to definitely make a decision that would have changed my life very significantly. And being able to talk through it or look at what the possibilities are on either side, like as much as I'm always like of the mindset that you should take a chance on things, it's okay to say, hey, I'm content. That
Mm-hmm.
can also be quite satisfactory, and don't be afraid to say that I'm okay with where I am and maybe this isn't for me too. There's no shame in that as well,
No.
but you can always take a look at either side of the coin.
Yeah, and that takes a unique kind of strength too to know
Mhm.
um, what you really want in your life and be able to stand up for yourself and make those choices
Mhm.
for yourself
Mhm.
versus, maybe for your ego or for someone else. Like it takes a lot when you're making
Mhm.
decisions. Sometimes you really have to ask yourself, like, am I making this decision for me or is this for someone else? Maybe my significant other
And yeah, it should always like my first and foremost, you should be the one making the final decision, but of course you have depending on what your life is, you may be having to make difficult ones where you are not the only person in your
Mm-hmm.
life. You have dependents and stuff, so you have to think about that as well.
Yeah.
So whether that be a friend, a family member, a child, whoever it may be, it's more than just you and that's plaguing you, but you know, always put that list in mind, have somebody there to work through it, and I do think that whatever road you do go down, there is going to be adventure along it, and adventure can create some really special journeys and memories.
Yes, I'm all about adventure.
As am I. All right, Taurus.
Very exciting, Taurus.